Well, let's see if this works now. All right, at least this is working.
The producer is actually sitting right here in front of us.
I'm actually able to do some control here.
You have better control than here than in there?
I'm just really worried about being able to turn the microphones off and on when we go to break and the player breaks. The video, it's just going to be nonstop. There's not going to be anything else on that monitor.
But the three of us.
Yeah. And when music plays, we're not going to put up the Ken's Den logo. It's
Got it.
going to be that. But, I put some graphics up down below. Boy, what bit of a morning. We had the internet go down during your show. We lost a couple of minutes there.
Precious minutes.
What I saw as being muted was not being muted a little while ago when I was talking with Kathy, and I'm over, so I need to edit that. And the first 5 minutes of your show, we didn't have audio because there was a setting that needed to be changed, but we got through it.
Yeah, we got through it, and you learned. I'm perfectly happy. It will be up on TV later on.
Yeah, I'll be posting it later on.
Great, because we'd love to have Eric Hall's stuff on as well. Because we were talking Westfield's Big Day Night Out on this Saturday, 12 to 9.
Yeah, so I did Buster's show tomorrow, or yesterday. I'm doing Joe Rouse's tomorrow. I'm doing Bobby G's 4-hour show on Thursday.
Great,
so,
and you're here next week, too.
Monday and Tuesday, I'm filling in for Peter as well.
Yeah.
And I easily could have worked out of the control room to do my own show, and then we'd be talking to each other through the TV, or through the monitor, we should call it.
Right.
But I'm like, no, you know what? If I can at least turn the microphones off when I'm here, I'm going to sit out here and do the producing here. What do you think of that?
I love it. You're welcome to sit out with Rick and I next week. If you want to do that, we'd love to have you.
Oh, no, because,
I'm going to have the doctor here as well.
In person?
The dentist in person.
Oh, yeah, you don't need me out here.
Well, I don't know. You're nice on some days. Do you have something for us, Ken? I did see your voice.
Today is the second day of August in the year 2022. Anno Domini. It's 8:13. This is the Ken's Den. And I'm doing such a great job with everyone by having their music and printing everything out for all the other shows.
Oh yeah, you're good.
I didn't bring along my own monologue. I took care of everything for everybody.
Oh my!
But I didn't bother bringing my monologue.
Oh my God!
I think it may still apply next week.
Well, we'd be perfectly glad to hear an old monologue.
I don't even have an old monologue. Well, you know what? I do. But you don't want to hear about Vegas again, do you?
Oh,
Kathy, you've been quiet.
Yeah, no.
I can't get a word in between you two.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a chance.
Mm-hmm. So, Robert, what do you think about, or how do you like that monitor over there so far?
I love it. I'm looking right at the monitor. Usually, in order to do the monitor, I have to look this way, and it always looks strange to me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm looking at the monitor. I don't have to look at the monitor, and people say, "Oh, he's looking at himself." Yet again.
Yeah. You're probably the one who rushes home to replay the show so that you can watch yourself. You probably watch it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, I do. I was on Massive Appeal. No, I don't. Massive. Well, in the beginning,
it's all about the camera, right?
Yeah,
Bob?
and in the beginning, I did because I wanted to learn what I do wrong. You see, and but now I know what I do wrong. So there's one of my wrongs. I don't like to say too much, but I'm, that's me. I try not to stutter.
Will we?
All
right.
Try not to use my R's, et cetera, et cetera. And I try to give other people space. Sometimes I hog the mic.
No.
Yeah, I do. It's like bogarting that joint, hogging the mic. Oh, that took a long
Where's my "you're absolutely right" sound bit? Absolutely correct. 100%.
That's more fitting.
Where's his Mrs. Cockenlocker?
I don't.
You don't have Mrs. Cocken.
No. That Pete has
Peter
that.
has that one.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know what I
Mrs. Cockenlocker.
I have that one.
You're not even saying it right.
Say it,
Bob.
say it.
Say it, Pete.
Golumpki.
Golumpki.
That's
what I
said.
Golumpki.
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 Gumpki.
Yeah, because the L has a slash through it, which is a w sound in the Polish language.
Okay.
Okay.
Golumpki.
Golumpki.
Whoopki.
Yeah, there's no,
Say
it's not
it.
Golumpki, it's
Golumpki.
Golumpki.
Golumpki. It sounds delicious.
I love that. It sounds delicious.
So I am Ken Stomsky. This is Ken's Den. Sitteth at the right hand of the Kenny Den Mother Extraordinaire, Kathy Palmer.
I'm back. July is over. We're into August. My theater camp is done. We had a great time. We had 2 performances. And
How many kids, Kath?
oh my Lord, I had 18 both times, and that's a lot because I have to make sure that every child has the same amount of time on stage.
Oh my God.
So what I have to do is, and it takes me hours and hours to do this, I go through all kinds of short story scripts, and then I literally count the lines that each character has. And we do 6 or 7 very short, like 5 to 10 minute plays. So if a child has a lot of lines in one play, they only have a few in another play. So every child gets to have the same time on the stage. Maybe not the same lines, but they get the same time on stage. And Bob, you know, because you've done this all your life, they put this together, these kids, and they go from 9 to maybe 14 and 15. They put these plays together themselves in less than 2 weeks. And they go on stage, they know their blocking, they know their lines, they put on their costumes, they put out the set, they get their own props. I'm not behind there. I'm not back there in the area behind the screens. So they do an amazing
So did
job.
they do, so for each class you had 18 10-minute plays that you had to put on? 18?
No. I had 18 children,
Right.
and we do 6 to 7 very short 5 to 10 minute plays.
I gotcha.
So that if they and each child gets 3 or 4 different scripts.
Got it.
Because they'll be in different shows. A lot of times I have to write the plays because I might be left with, say, 5 children that don't have enough lines, so I have to write another play for those 5 children. It's easier to write a play for me than it is to take something apart and fix it so it has the right amount. But all in all, we had a great time. We had a very successful time. We probably get 80 to 100 people to watch the play. It's very well attended, and we have a great time. And I think that, the city is very lucky to have all these programs for park and recreation. There's so many things out there. And so for all of you that you're looking forward to fall, there will be a fall brochure coming up
Right.
with
Things to do.
things to do there. Unfortunately, Bob, we don't have any follow-up during the school year for the theater programs.
Ah,
We're
huh.
not doing- and that reminds me, did you know that Exit 7 has canceled their Friday performance this week of Newsies because of COVID?
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes. The Exit 7, their youth theater was doing Newsies, a great musical. It's a kids cast, youth cast,
Right.
but they had to cancel Friday's performance.
So they're only canceling one performance?
As of now, they said to watch their website to see what's going to happen Saturday and Sunday.
So
The cast
well,
had COVID.
poor Kenny has been sitting over there like quietly. You look great, Ken.
Yes, he does.
I'm working on levels, Bob.
Oh, levels. Oh my gosh.
Levels,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming up for WOW? Anything?
Westfield on weekend. What are we talking about? Westfield's big day, night out. Have you seen the signs around
I
town?
have seen it. I've seen
And-
the signs.
yeah,
I've seen it on
yeah,
Facebook.
Yeah, it's at in the athletic fields behind the middle school
Yep,
at Amelia
gotcha.
Park, and it's from noon until 9 o'clock. Free this Saturday. Westfield on weekends in league with the Westfield Police Department.
Now, what
It's a
kind
great-
of things do they have? What are they offering us?
Oh my God, we got music.
Mm-hmm.
We've got more than 60 things to do on that day. Many of them are, at least 20 are police related activities, interactive activities for families to interact with the police in a healthy and smart and fun way. And so there are all kinds of activities there. We've got concerts. We've got 5 different bands throughout the afternoon, and in the evening we have a great headliner. It's Billy and the Jets, Elton John, Billy Joel tribute band.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
And then we have vendors, community booths, and food, great food. I think there are 4 or 5 vendors that are everything from, I think Puzo's is there, and waffles, and there's ice cream, and some great stuff. So
Terrific.
And it's all, we raise all of the money on our own. When people say, well, this is produced by the city, well, we have in-kind services by the city,
right,
but not for
right,
profit.
right.
Westfield on Weekends is a not-for-profit.
Yeah. And there's plenty of parking there.
Plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking.
And it goes on rain or shine. And if you'd like to watch, if you want to sit and watch the musical groups, we have everything from country and western to hard rock to popular to Broadway to jazz to, and to Billy Joel and Elton John, hits of the 80s and 90s, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Really great.
It's going to be a fun day.
Great day.
Fun day.
Read all about it at westfieldonweekends.com and on our Facebook.
Now,
For asking.
And I hope the weather holds out for
Well,
you.
we're
What's the weather going to be?
rain or shine, and it's looking like the rain will happen in the morning before the event, and
Okay, good.
and we're watching that closely, and of course, if anything happens, we'll let people know. But it's going to go on rain or shine.
And how are your classes coming downtown?
Wonderful. We have all kinds of great things. Westfield on weekends has a program called Westfield Creative Arts, and that we have courses and classes there. I think there are some this summer, and of course in the fall we have. I think there's even one with the mayor and Westfield State that's coming up soon, as well as some stained glass classes, watercolor, oils, etc., etc., etc.
And where do they find that?
WestfieldOnWeekends.com.
And they can sign up,
Look at
right?
you can sign up. You can donate because we always have to raise all of the money that we get as a not-for-profit, as you will.
And I know for your classes, it's a minimal fee, isn't it?
It's
not
very
terribly
very small fee. Very small fee for most of those classes. Yeah, we're really very, very cognizant of the fact. Oh, we also have a trip planned. If you want to go to Italy, Amalfi Coast, and Portofino and Pompeii and Rome, that's in November 11th, and you can go with us. We also have an Ireland trip that's happening in the springtime as well.
My daughter's going to Ireland in September.
Oh, really?
She is, yep.
Yeah.
She's planning on visiting County Mayo, where we came from.
How do you like
County Mayo.
that? Wow, lovely.
Yep.
Lovely. Kenny's back. Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh,
Welcome to the Kathy Palmer Show.
Ken's here. Did you know Ken was here?
How's everything as
Listen.
the producer of the show there? Is everything going on?
I know what you two want to get to, so I'm just going to back away slowly.
Oh, yes. Kenny, what do you got on that? Oh. All right, everyone.
I'm
We've
leaving
not
now.
talked this in a couple of weeks. It's the Big Brother Digest. If you can digest that, everyone. All right. A little lower there. Oh, you're good. Yes.
It's time for Big Brother.
Oh, I have missed this, haven't I?
You know, first off, the first issue, though,
Yes. What is?
it happened in the first week.
What happened?
And unfortunately, the HGTV wannabe was the first one out the door without being evicted. Now, she might. Now, remember, I watched the feeds.
Right.
All right. She may have been removed for PC reasons, but CBS might have made it look like it was a health reason.
You're kidding me.
No.
No.
So in the first week, they had to pick a new nominee for the block because somebody was taken off.
Palomar. Well, no. What's her name? Paloma.
Paloma, yeah.
Yeah. Palomar is a kind of soap. Oh, that's Palmolive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What a lovely name for a girl, though. Palmolive.
Palmolive, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Palomar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
she went.
her sister is Calgon.
Yeah, yeah. We thought she was. She was going. She was going to go all the
You're
way.
right.
She was going to go all the way.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
Yeah, I
They
had
got
her
rid
in
of
the
her
top
first-
four.
Yeah, she.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
use that phrase on the radio.
And
Yeah. Oh.
so now they had to pick a new nominee because somebody came off. And when Miss Princess was brought up,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
one of the players said, "You can't have two people of color on the block next to each other." So now the wannabe HGTV host,
Yeah.
Paloma, said, "That's not our problem, and it's not America's problem. If need be, we can explain why afterwards."
Yeah.
All right. So now you have to remember, because of the changes made at the Columbia Broadcast System, CBS.
Right.
All right. This cast is over 50% BIPOC now.
I love it.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Matches,
so you're gonna have
pop-
situations like that where you're gonna have two people of color sitting on the block, right?
of course.
But no, somebody says, well, you can't have that. So they started to go there, and Paloma was like, oh, wait a minute. There's not a problem with that.
Right.
And
well, Paloma is actually she was a person of color.
no.
Yes, she was.
She was Greek. She was dark. She was European.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if you read the interweb in her bio, you would have figured that one out.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh, man.
But now in the feeds, you could see how Miss Princess was constantly poking at her. All right.
Yeah,
And then the
Taylor.
following week, when you saw the explosion regarding Miss Princess, she was accused of poking at that last girl too. So, unfortunately, I think Paloma just stood up
Right.
for the right reasons, and the consensus of the House wasn't having it, and CBS
Well, what I
wasn't
love
having
about the show this season is that there is that. It's not necessarily. It's not a black versus white. It's it's personality
Right.
versus personality.
And unfortunately, they made it that in the last season when they first did the 50% BIPOC.
Got
All right?
it. Yeah.
Because remember, they said, you know what? We're going to have to vote you off because you're white. Remember last
I
season?
do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to go that direction this year because, that was already thrown in everyone's face. So,
Well, you know what? The way about this program, the thing that I love, and the thing that I've seen it consistently on news now and on other shows, that there's a representation of everyone in
yes,
America.
and I'm all for that.
Everyone in
I'm all for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But when one quote unquote group now bands together,
Oh, well,
that
yeah.
I mean, because of that
Yeah.
being in that group,
I don't-
I think
I-
that
I-
I think
I don't
that-
mind
I think
any-
that's wrong.
Yeah, no, I think you band together for the right reasons, and
Bob and I are actually on the same page when it comes to this.
yeah,
Do you believe that?
yeah,
No.
and here is
I don't.
let's
I don't believe you're on the same page with someone else.
But
Let me
look,
put it
they
that way.
every year they get rid of the old guy. Yeah, the old guy goes.
Old guy is still in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be Ralph Cramden.
Yeah, Ralph Crandon's
Yeah.
still right there. Terrence is still right there, and
I
amazing.
haven't heard your names.
Yeah. Oh,
They're good this
I've
year.
been,
Yeah.
please tell me, because I've been working for a living.
well, that little conniver, Amira, went there. That little conniver is gone. She went
Yeah.
the way last week.
That's a great word. I love that.
Conniver. Can you spell conniver?
Conniver.
There we are. But I like it the way Kenny spells it. K-niver.
Spell check wouldn't correct it.
Oh,
I love
that's
it.
Funny.
I love it. The
must
little
be a
niver,
word.
it says. That little but Amira's gone, and so there is then we have the SOB, which is the sweet old boss from New Jersey.
Now you see, they called him Pooch on the show. Now, it's ironic that Pooch screwed the Pooch.
Nominated
He nominated himself.
to go up, thinking that he was not going to be eliminated, and because he nominated himself, they all said, "Let's go to take this guy out." So poor Pooch is gone.
Poor Pooch.
Poor
That's what I said.
Yeah, and I had him in top 5 because he
Yeah, we had him.
but
yeah,
I didn't come to find out he's stupid.
Well, it was really stupid. That was a stupid move to put yourself on the block.
Yeah.
And then initially, when people really don't know you, I mean, it's too early. You can do that later on, but you can't really do it at the beginning.
And what makes this one beautiful?
Yeah.
It was unanimous.
Oh man. It was such a
And
blindside.
and it was a blind side, and you just the camera pans over to him. He's like, "What?"
What did I do? I'm not whatever. Yeah.
And then, of course, you mentioned the next one out the door. That was a beautiful blind side.
It was a great blindside. Though again, she was that little conniver was conniving, and they really knew that she was conniving, and they got rid of her. Yeah.
And how they pulled that off was obviously the popular people have their little clique. Well, now the non-popular folk all gathered together, and what they didn't call themselves the reruns.
Leftovers.
The leftovers, yeah.
The leftovers.
And now they have the numbers in the house to make things happen.
Yeah. And it's a leftover.
Even with the Festy Bestie.
Oh, yeah. They have this thing now called Festy Besties.
Kathy's going to start to go,
Festy Besties are you are connected with somebody who's put up on the block. So if I wanted you on the block, your Festy Bestie is going on the block with you. Okay? And so the two of you are up there on the block, and sometimes there might even be a third. The way they're working it now,
Yeah.
But at any rate, it's a very, very good season, and quite honestly, the people are very likable, very likable. Well, who do you think is going to go? Who's going to be the 4 last people now?
Elvis.
Elvis is absolutely.
Yeah.
He's an Elvis impersonator from Las Vegas. Name is Daniel Durston. Yes. Yeah.
The fake nail diva.
The fake nail diva. You really think she's gonna just?
She has the Southern charm.
Oh,
And usually, when you have the Southern charm on that show, we've seen it over and over and over again. They tend to do well.
yeah.
And plus, she's not a physical threat.
Ah, got it.
That foot is going to be messed up for a while.
Yeah. You know what else? I think that well, Nicole is not long for the Buff Mama is out the doors.
Buff Mama would do really great, but what might be saving her is this week she was actually Festy Bestie with Miss Princess. Now, Miss Princess is in the group of the leftovers, and the leftovers are in control of the head of household this week.
She
And
was the one that everyone hated in the begining.
Yes, and
Now
lots
she's
still do.
But they think that
She's very assertive.
Yeah, and she's what's the word? Throwawayable.
Yeah.
So you save her because she can throw away or later on.
So she was told by the head of the house, and the head of the household right now is Muscle Man.
Who's a really likable,
He
likable
is.
man. Oh, I like
He
him
is.
a lot.
Uh,
What's his name? What's his
Monty.
name? Monty.
yeah.
Monty Taylor is
So he-
really a great guy.
So Muscle Man said to Miss Princess.
Yeah.
We're talking about Taylor.
Yeah. Why didn't Muscle Man say to me?
If you do not want to go up on the block
Right.
when we have to do a replacement,
Right.
I won't put you, but you just have to tell me.
Right.
I think that she is going to say, I don't want to go up on the block. I don't want to take a chance. And that is going to save Nicole or Buff Mama this week because the two are Festy Besties.
Oh.
And the goal right now, they want to get rid of Buff Mama, but Buff Mama can't go up without Miss Princess going up.
Oh, gee.
So I think who's it going to be? It's going to be Hypno Psycho that's going to end up going up as a replacement nom if they need to do a replacement nom, and I think she is going to be the one.
Hypno Psycho's going to go home. She's useless. But so she's
Useless, and she's been getting under the skin of some people.
really.
Yeah, you have to watch the feeds.
I like Joe Aberdeen, the replacement.
Yes,
researcher.
yes, he replaced the last minute contestant.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might go far as well.
Yeah, I have him as finishing in the top 5.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. And Matt Turner, the leopard. Matt Turner is the guy with the hair.
I still look at him and I think Weasel. He doesn't look like somebody I can trust.
Oh, I like him.
I don't.
He lives with his mother. He doesn't have a job. Whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
trust fund baby, and
I know.
yeah.
And the
Plus, if you actually got onto the internet to see how he was treated his sister,
yeah,
you would very much not like him.
I got it. How about Kyle? He is so likable. Kyle is the TikTok spaz.
Yeah,
He's so likable. He looks a little like Jonathan Groff, if you know.
yeah, but you start watching him enough, and you realize why he's unemployable or unemployed. I
Really?
mean, I just
I
haven't picked out anything bad,
He's
but I
lovable.
haven't picked out anything good either.
Yeah. He's lovable.
Maybe it has to do with the fact that he just likes to post videos on TikTok. I mean,
Oh, I don't. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
At any rate, it's a wonderful cast. We've got a lot to look forward to this season.
and you know who's been quiet?
What? Who?
Newark.
Oh my God.
She hasn't been making
well,
much noise on this at all.
Yeah. Oh, although I think she's going home this week. I think she's going home.
I think they're going to come off the block.
You think they're going to come off the block?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if she doesn't come off the block, she's going home.
Yeah, who's her festy bestie? Newark's festy bestie.
Hypno-Psycho.
No.
No, she isn't?
No. Hypno-Psycho would be a replacement.
Oh, I know. 40K hostess.
Oh, yes, that's right, yes.
40K hostess.
Yeah, as in 40,000 feet. She's an airline
attendant
okay.
from Brazil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Santos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But both of those, Alyssa's good socially, but other than that, she's pretty much useless, and India's pretty much useless other than being nice eye candy. So I don't care if either of them go, but if they do come down, yeah.
How much longer is this going on?
Well,
How many more?
3 more
weeks?
months.
I am going to be.
But we haven't talked about it in 3
Oh,
weeks.
Yeah.
So we
I don't. I'm going away in September, so I wonder if I'm going to be gone for the. Does it go through? Like, what's the last date?
usually towards the end of September lately.
Holy mother! I might be in.
It wouldn't be the
France.
first year. It wouldn't be the first year that happened.
Yeah. But at any rate,
All right.
Cancel the trip, Bob.
So
It's important.
I am going to be in need of therapy in just a few minutes. But before we do that, let's take a break. We'll be back right after this.
all righty.
Support for community programming on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it really does work from out here.
You're doing really well. See, I think you ought to.
And I'm doing better out here than I did in the control room this morning.
Right.
Although the control room threw some things at me.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you
Did
what.
it hurt?
It always hurts.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome out here at the table in the first half hour of our show next week.
Bob,
not worth it.
Is the office open? Because there was somebody walking around in front that wanted to knock on the door.
Right here? Where?
Oh, you're going there already?
Oh. There's. You mean he's pacing outside of the office?
I don't. That's not Ken out there, is it?
You know what?
Ken,
we haven't seen him in a long time. Honestly, did he ever pay you for the last time?
I get kind of confused. Aren't you supposed to be taking care of that?
Well,
aren't you?
But I wasn't here, so I don't know what you did.
Oh, okay.
I've been gone for 4 weeks.
My
Did you notice I've been gone, Bob?
Have you?
Did you
I can
notice
tell you've
there was no one in your kitchen drinking coffee this morning?
There wasn't.
No, well, there you go.
I could tell you've been gone for 4 weeks because before we do that, we do this.
And now it's time for therapy with Bob Plass.
Should we let him in? Bob, what do you want me to do?
He's been pacing. Nothing like
has.
a pacing tiger.
And it's so
Get
early.
to that door. Get him in here.
All right, I'll go to the door.
All right.
Hi, Ken. Welcome to Bob's Therapy. Come on in. He's waiting.
Hello there, Ken.
Hello there, Robert.
How are you?
Fair to Midland.
Fair to Midland on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are you?
1 being good or 10 being good? Because with pain, 1 feels good and 10 is horrible. So now I need to clarify that.
Okay, I thought it was 1 to 4. 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
That's a lot of shadings there.
Yeah, a lot of shadings. I would say that 10 is very good. 1 is not good.
I would say so.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
So you are
7.5.
Well, that's very good.
Well, I started physical therapy.
Did you?
A few weeks ago.
On your arm.
For the arm, yeah. Remember I was in a sling for a while?
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah,
I
so,
forgot. Yeah.
I have like tendonitis of the tendon that goes down to the bicep muscle.
Yeah.
And I also have hypomaneuverability in my socket.
Wow.
So they said it probably came on over 10 years. So now
So what do you...
I just want to be able to do this when I go to the airport without it hurting.
Well, you want to be able to wave at folks if you're ever...
I don't wave at people. If my arm is up at this level, it's doing something else.
It's not a wave. No.
Oh.
It's the Massachusetts salute.
I knew that.
Oh man. Okay. So you're feeling 7.5, and you're on a roll with the. You're going to physical therapy how many times a week?
Twice.
Want to show us one of your exercises? Show me an exercise. Oh, you have to think about it?
Are they doing
I don't.
isometrics?
I'd have to change my position in order to.
Here.
To do it?
Can you do that?
Oh, wait a minute. This is one.
Oh, back. Okay.
Yeah. Back and hold. Yeah.
Back and hold. Back and hold.
You're doing it too fast.
No,
It looks like you're trying to do the chicken
You
dance.
have to count. You do so many counts and let it go, and then you do.
I gotta-
Yeah, I've got half a dozen different exercises I do, and I'm lucky.
Weights in your arm.
And I'm lucky enough where I can do 2/3 of them in my pool.
Oh.
So.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Good. I am
Yeah.
so glad.
So 3 of them need weights.
Yeah.
But
It's been a good day. You got good use of your pool this year.
Yeah, the water's crystal clear. And last year,
Yeah, I remember.
Last year, a lot of people struggled because of all the rain and the phosphates. But
Right.
I think I've used 4 or 5 hockey pucks all season so far, and that's it.
What
and
is it? What?
The trichlor tablet you just
Oh,
put
you
in the
just-
strainer.
Chemicals.
Yeah, I was doing.
Have you been invited into this pool, Kath?
She has, but she doesn't like the
Actually-
terms.
Actually, yes, but it would scare the neighbors.
Ah!
They would move out so quickly.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, Mildred, look out
You
there!
ever-
No, Mildred, don't
Do
look.
you ever have guests in that pool, Kenny?
No,
Oh, all right. Okay.
no. Like I said, they don't like the requirements of.
Oh, okay.
Don't
of
ask,
using the
Bob.
pool.
Don't let your mind go there. That's why he needs therapy.
How do you get in? Is there a ladder that gets you into the pool itself, or how you have to jump into it? How does it work?
Jumps from the porch.
Because it's a high pool. You got a
It's a
4
ladder.
foot.
You climb up a ladder and climb into the pool.
Oh, okay.
And into my 86-degree water.
That's warm.
Wow.
Ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, it got up to 88 last
I,
week.
you
My
said
God.
that.
And
That's warm.
lately it's been 82, 84. And last year I didn't have the solar cover.
Yeah.
It was I don't think I ever got up above 75. I mean,
Wow.
yeah. So that solar cover was the best $50 I ever met.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about scaring the neighbors.
I don't have any.
You know, if you were to come over actually, it's very difficult for anyone to see into my backyard because I skinny
Yeah, it
dip
is,
the
isn't it?
entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm kidding
it
about
is.
that. No.
Yeah.
Because people still always come around, but it just made me
Is skinny dipping against the law?
no.
Oh, it isn't.
No, going in the river is against the law.
But is skinny dipping in your own?
I didn't mean going in the river like.
You know, I don't know because being unclothed, I'm sure is, and there's so many strange laws. There was that case, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a couple having relations, and they had their windows closed and they had the curtains closed, but you could see through the curtains, and somebody filed that they were being obscene and their children could see it. They were in their own house, and they won. They said, well, you know, there was no expectation of privacy if the curtains are see-through. I don't remember the case. I'd have to look it up. So I don't know.
Don't
know
miss
if
the
you can do
next
that or
episode
not.
of Serious Cougar. Eunice goes on a bender with a pool boy and breaks her hip. If women in their 20s don't know their ass from their elbow, and women in their 50s know what they like, imagine being with an experienced, pleasure-loving octogenarian wrestling with dementia and horniness.
Oh,
the show
no.
that hits below the belt, just like her breasts.
Oh my
Serious
God.
Cougar, Wednesday nights at 9 on Weasel.
Oh my God. Oh, on
Why?
Weasel Television. I love
Why? Why are we going there?
Because
it. The pool boy.
yeah, the whole I'm scared. I'd be scary at the pool. So that
Yeah.
just
Have you been invited over to dip into Kathy's pool?
My brook.
Oh, do you actually have a brook where you
Oh,
can
gosh.
swim?
Oh, absolutely. Well, you can't swim, but it's probably 2 to 3 feet deep.
You're kidding
in
me.
some parts. No, I'm not.
And do you go in?
No, I haven't. I walk in it with the dog, but no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Um,
Then is it
it's-
babble? Like me?
Well, right now, no, the water's so low you can barely hear the water moving now because
so-
we really need rain, Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you water your yard?
Do I water my yard? I don't know. Sometimes.
Sometimes
We have
you?
trees outside we have to water, but and my wildflower garden is growing wild, so I figured, well, those wildflowers can live through anything, so I don't water it. Should I be watering my wildflower garden?
I don't. I don't water anything.
Yeah.
I wonder what this thing about water is all about.
The kind of water you drink says a lot about the type of person you are. It's time to take hydration seriously. Flow. Your local water is terrible. It's time to make hydration real. That's why we filtered it, put it in a fancy bottle, and are marketing it using famous actors. It's time to make hydration creative. Are you still drinking tap water? What's wrong with you? It's time to make hydration flow. Drink Flow, infused with oxygen and hydrogen. If you're active or at least want to appear to be, there's only one hydration solution. Flow.
Oh, here's something else about water.
We all care about the environment, some more than others, especially those of us on the West Coast. But places thousands of miles away have water that is our birthright. We're San Andreas Water and Power. Without our tireless efforts to keep the water and subsidies flowing, San Andreas could dry up like a woman in her 50s.
Oh
No
my
green
God.
lawns, no swimming pools, no lush golf courses in the desert. Sure, you may have to pay the piper sometime, but let's all work together to make sure it's not just yet. San Andreas Water and Power.
Amazing. Well, that'll be $50, Ken. Leave your $50 on the way out, please.
And we haven't even discussed why I wanted therapy.
Oh,
Bob,
I forgot that.
he's right.
Oh
You
my
need to
God!
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the mail last week, I got an official vote by mail application.
Yes, I saw it.
This isn't the one I got.
Okay.
The one that I got, I looked at it, I said, well, I'm not doing that, and I shredded it.
Right.
A day later, this is the one I got. So I got 2 of them.
Oh.
So that now means I get 2 votes.
No, it doesn't.
I got 2 of these.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you got 2 votes because they'll check it against the voter list and they only have one Ken Stomsky.
No, all I have to do is check which one I want to mail. See the barcode? The
I
barcode
know.
is different.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So, yeah.
But they only have
Yeah,
one Ken
yeah. This
Stomsky.
is how they're going to steal this election, Bob.
Oh, let's not talk about stealing it.
See that now?
Oh,
I went through all that just to get here.
Oh my aching back.
Wait,
Oh my.
get that
aching
nightcrawler.
back.
Hope is over the other side of the studio like this.
Put the worm on.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot. No, I'm not jumping into that pot. No.
That's
Mistakes can be made, but mistakes not in when it is been proven by courts, etc., etc. That man Trump.
Oh, and he's gonna go there.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Don't just. I'm over him. I am over it.
Yeah, but you got to admit he's great fodder for the comedy shows. He's just great for the
he's
comedy
great
shows.
fodder for the comedy shows, and also for the Ajita, the Malox people. Believe me, the
Ajita.
man
I
is
love it, the
indecent.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Oh.
All men and women created by go.
We're
You know
not.
the, you know
See,
the
there's
thing.
the deflection. The minute you make a comment, it's like when the little kid says, "But Billy ate a cookie too. How come he's not getting in trouble?"
Oh, okay.
You just want to discuss Trump, but people go, "Well, what about Benghazi?"
Oh yeah, I know. Really.
Well, you know what? Even Biden wants to vote for
hard to-
Trump.
I
Because
don't
we
think so.
cannot get reelect. We cannot
listen.
win this reelection. Excuse me. We can only reelect Donald Trump.
What?
No,
You heard that?
That's a remix.
That's a
No. That is your president speaking.
But it's a remix.
My president is a decent, wonderful man. Period.
And
Period.
I think that the oh God, I can't believe we're saying this. I'm done. I don't want to go
All right,
there.
all right. Look, you could put that $50 right in. Actually, put that $75 where it belongs. I want you to take your $50 and put it where the sun doesn't shine.
You didn't
Kenny,
build that.
as your therapist, this is a little therapy session. I'm going to give you with tough love. I love you, Kenny. Put that $75 where the sun doesn't shine, and I'll see you next week.
All right. I guess we made it through an hour.
No comment.
No, because I'm just trying to get under your skin.
I love you.
I love you too.
I know. Do you know?
Do you have any interns for me on Saturday to haul my gear around so I don't have to?
There may be one or two. I think there may be some volunteers that could haul the gear around at Westfield's Big Day Night Out, which hope.
Or you know what? I'll keep it at the Wild Tent.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
We'd be glad.
You just have to keep an eye.
There
on
you can buy a raffle ticket for a signed guitar by the legendary group Chicago.
What are the other raffle prizes?
A rose tree or bush with $300 worth of lottery tickets, a 4-hour ride in the police car for adults, and a pickup and drop off. Your kids can go to school and be driven to school. They love doing this in the police car with a great policeman.
I've been in a police car.
I was waiting for some comment. I knew
when I was a kid, I did the ride-arounds with my grandfather.
Ah.
And you thought I was going to talk about something else.
No, with you?
No.
All righty. Look I'm taking my 77-year-old body and getting out of here.
Get out and volunteer, Bob.
I will. And donate. See you Saturday, Westfield's Big Day, rain or shine, 12 noon to 9 o'clock at night. All kinds of happenings. Bring your lawn chairs so you can listen to those great bands all day long. Hope Tremblay will tell you all about it. And we have more than 60 activities, including police-themed activities, vendors, musicians, community booths, food, what else? Dancers. Oh, my God. Incredible. Oh, yeah, the All-Stars dancers. I forgot to mention them during the last hour. You mentioned them.
They're going to do a hip-hop demo and have free classes.
If you have to repeat that,
Free
Bob.
classes. Oh, my God. Free.
You know what? I'll make sure she talks about it.
Please. Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Get out there and donate.
What's your frequency, Kenneth? This your thing's a drain. I was brain dead, locked out, no, not up to speed. I thought I picked you, idiot stream. Time passing from the outside of the screen. I never understood the frequency. You won't expect this in the I've studied in cartoons, radio, music, TV news, magazine. But you said enjoy and discuss not the same as I've been. Smile, come down, tooth too. You said it was the shackles of you. You were shackled I never understood the frequency.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut shops of Westfield and the Sardina family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Saturdays were made for polka. Tune in to the Polka Jammer Network starting at 6 a.m. and Polka Hall of Famer Billy Bellina, Breakfast at BB at 8:30.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
And we are back
And we are back. Yes, we are.
via the magic of laptop.
I know you've done a great job. Honestly, I haven't seen any quirks go off at all.
No, luckily all the quirks happened in the first 20 minutes of Bob's show.
But they weren't all your fault.
And they were just because
No, and
he's quirky.
And I was able to work it out and figure it out, but without calling Pete and saying, "Help me."
Oh gosh.
I figured out the audio issue, and
What
then
was the audio issue?
The audio issue was a setting in this stuff called an ATEM software, which is the video switching.
It's me we're talking to now.
The speaker.
You could just say it was a button. And
the speaker on a certain setting was not turned on.
Okay.
like Zoom, when you hit the speaker, it opens your, yeah. So it was something like that.
All right.
But I found it and figured it out, and they weren't really talking about anything that important in the first 10 minutes anyway. And then the internet went out.
Yes. Any idea why?
Internet happens.
Or it doesn't.
And once everything got stabilized, I even got a text from Southwick saying, "Hey, look, we're out."
Yeah,
but people are watching.
I had it on the coming in, and I was just getting dead air, which is unusual.
Yeah,
just totally dead.
Yeah, I couldn't get out to the tech center. I couldn't get up to the college. I mean, everything was down, and then it corrected itself. But Hope Tremblay is now here in the studio.
Is. And
over.
I have something I have to tell you.
Right.
It just dawned on me. Every time I talk to you, I think she reminds me of somebody. Who does she? Now you're not gonna see this.
Are we talking like a doppelganger or?
No, just something in her mannerisms. Drew Barrymore.
Really?
There's some. Yeah. See.
Well, she has her own show.
Yes, she does. But just the way her mannerisms and her speech, you remind me of Drew Barrymore.
Oh, interesting. I've never been told that before. I'll take that as
watch
a compliment.
her talk.
I like.
It's
I like
the way
Drew.
she talks. And I have to tell you, your daughter walked in with a Dunkin' Donuts one day, and I laughed. I said, "You are your mother's child."
She is
definitely
she is.
your mother's
My daughter
child.
took Kathy's summer theater camp.
Okay,
and
so that was
loved
the
it.
question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
walked in with a big coffee cup from Dunkin'. I said,
With her iced chai latte.
Yep.
That's what she likes.
I know who you are.
When we were growing up that age, we weren't allowed to touch any of that.
No, we weren't supposed to drink coffee.
No.
When we were kids, no. They said it would stunt your growth.
It's a chai latte. It's not like.
But they also
regular.
told us if we swallowed our gum, it would stay in our stomachs.
Forever.
Yeah, forever. It's never coming out, but that's not true either. My mother lied to me. I can't believe she lied.
Kids in like Italy are drinking espresso when they're like 4. So.
Well, we used to give colonial children beer too.
That's
so
right. I mean, let's bring those days back.
actually,
Right?
the water was so contaminated. We always think that's a now problem, but it wasn't. It was back then because they dumped everything in the water. They didn't trust the water sources, and they would drink beer.
And hard cider.
Yeah. Oh, why not?
Yeah.
So no wonder they were all happy.
That's true. And they only lived
Puritans
They
happy?
didn't mind living in their hovels. They didn't care because they were drunk.
Drunk Puritans.
Drunk Puritans. That must have been interesting. No, I can't do that.
So now, how did your daughter come across Kathy's course? Did
she took it last year too.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So she's a veteran
was
now.
here.
Uh-huh.
It was here.
So she just fell in love with it. She just really enjoyed it. She made
It is,
friends.
it's
Of course, she loves Kathy, and it was very funny. So the second day this year, she met up with some friends she had made last year, and she had some good connections with kids. And Kate came home and literally said to me, "Mom, I found my people." And I just thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They are so much fun. They really are. They give me energy and they make me laugh. And the things that they can do in 8 short days is, to me, mind-blowing.
Yeah, I couldn't remember half of what they're remembering.
Did she just hit like a growth spurt or something like that?
My daughter,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, she's 12 and she is 5'6" and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm
Wow.
5'7". My son is not 14 yet, and he's 5'11".
So they get everything from Dennis.
Dennis is just about
tall.
6'4", and I'm
Yeah.
5'7", which is not short.
No, 5'7" isn't short.
But it's weird that I'm.
But
gonna be the
6'4"
shortest.
is tall.
And Dennis's daughter is like 5'10", 5'11".
Uh-huh.
Oh, my.
Yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
so we have 3 tall children.
Uh-huh. Any of them show any interest in basketball at all?
Not a one.
Mm-hmm.
Shane wants to try volleyball this year, but she's never played before other than in gym class. But she wants to try it, and no one. She thought she might be interested in volleyball at one point, but she was like younger and not that tall at the time, so it had nothing to do with height.
Mm-hmm.
And I played soccer and tennis. I never played basketball.
What did you
I think I
play?
did it one time. I think I played park and rec basketball like one winter when I was a little kid.
Did you play anything?
I played meeting games.
Meet it like Dungeons and Dragons?
No,
Like-
president of student council.
Oh.
Yeah, which means who has time for sports? I didn't play any in
All right,
school.
come on, Ken. You got to stop. I was class
didn't play any
secretary.
sports.
I was in drama. I did decent in my studies, and I played fall and
Did you have an after
Yes,
school job too?
I did.
Wow.
I had 2 jobs.
I guess you were just more ambitious than I.
I guess. I worked for my grandfather. My grandfather owned a company that still exists called Aero Fastener, and I worked there.
Remember that?
And I also worked at Genesis Spiritual Life Center.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
I was a busy kid.
Yeah, well, I was the president of student council. I was the yearbook editor. I was the photographer. I was the delegate for the Regional Student Advisory Council, and I was also the delegate for the Westfield School Committee. I was the one who did all that.
Yep, did the little reports.
The morning announcements on the PA and
we didn't have students do morning announcements. We don't now either. Our principal does.
I don't even think we have them here. But
I don't remember them.
I was in the broadcasting and microphones and everything like that even way back then.
Yeah.
So it just happened for me.
Funny.
Uh,
I did a little of everything. I
But no
sang
sports.
in the chorus, but yeah.
yeah, we didn't have chorus here. We didn't
My-
have band here.
I was telling before we started. I was telling Ken I brought my work at St. Mary's, getting ready for back to school. Kids are coming to the building in a couple of weeks, so I decided to be fun today. I came across my class ring, which has a little tennis player on one side.
Uh-huh.
Because you could customize them and.
My class ring has the old symbol they had with the compass, not north, south, east, west compass, but like a protractor
Yep.
and what have you. And
Now, did you get to customize? Because we
Oh,
had
yeah.
to pick ours.
Yes, because
they don't even really do that anymore.
No. So I had that vocational logo on one side. On the other side, because I was in the electronic shop, there's an electron and a transistor on it.
Oh my!
And then the top says Kenneth, and then 1989 on it, and there's a engraved K underneath the stone that you can look through and see.
Oh,
and
that's
then
fun.
my name is engraved on the actual band.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
it's actually and it's white ultrium they called it.
Yeah, I've got Hope on one side with a cross and a shield, and then I've got 1990 and a tennis player, and then it says St. Mary's High School with a green stone. It's fun, but they don't do that anymore. I couldn't believe this year, my first year.
What do you mean
working
they
at the
don't
high
do
school.
it anymore?
They don't like when we were in school. They would have Jostins.
That's exactly
come
who
in.
we had. Yeah.
They don't do that anymore, or at least not at St. Mary's. I don't know.
What do you mean they don't? They don't have rings?
No, they don't. Like
Interesting.
Jostins doesn't come in. No one has a class ring that it was a
When
big
you think
deal.
about it, it's
when
kind
we
of
were kids.
it was.
And they weren't cheap.
No, it was like $300 for this ring.
Yeah.
They're expensive. But it's kind of a waste of money because you wear it in high school, and after that, it just sits. In your
I
drawer.
wore mine for about 10 years after, maybe
Really?
5 years afterwards, and then I was told, you know what, you're really not supposed to be wearing a class ring anymore.
Well, you
For us,
can
it was
wear
a big
whatever
deal
you
because we
want,
got them like junior year, and we had them it was like a ring blessing ceremony. It was
had
a
a
big
big,
deal
big
because
thing.
everyone got one, and now nobody gets one.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like cleaning jewelry the other day. That was like I do these weird little organizational tasks when I'm bored. So I was like, I'm gonna clean all my nice jewelry, and I was like, oh my god, I have to wear my ring this week. It's
Mm-hmm.
I do have one that belonged to an aunt of mine, and it's from like the 1930s, and they were all gold. They were solid gold. There was no stone in it, and it said, I guess Westfield had the E. What's the honorary something?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when I ordered my ring, you didn't get a choice. You had a girl's ring or a boy's ring. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You had no choice. It was still Jostens, but there wasn't any choices.
No putting your name on it or...
No.
Did it at least have the graduating year?
It had the graduating year.
So
but
you just
mine
give them your
was
size and that was it?
That was it. Mine was stolen years and years ago. So I don't know what happened. That was stolen, and my college ring was stolen. And one day, I saw in the paper in the Lost and Found that someone had found a 1965 woman's ring from Westfield High. And I thought, well, I called them up, and I didn't know who I was talking to. And I said, well, it's not my ring. I don't believe it's my ring. It could be. But if it was, it would have my initials. And so I went down to look, and it was in your neighborhood. It was on Miller Street. Turned out it was in my niece's yard. I didn't know I was talking to my niece.
Oh, that's
And it was her
funny.
husband I'm talking to, and they found this ring. It wasn't mine, but it was 1965. And I looked up in my yearbook with the initials, and I finally located the woman whose ring it was. She was now and is now living in Texas, but I did get a hold of her. And the story was we had just all gotten our rings, and she was swimming in the yard behind my niece's house. They were swimming in the pool, and she got out of the pool, and she did this, and the ring fell off her finger. And she
So
said,
that was right after she got it in 1965?
right after she
Wow.
got it. And she said, I was so afraid to tell my mother. She said, we looked and looked and looked. We looked everywhere and couldn't find it. And then 40 some odd years later, it turned up in the neighbor's yard.
That's so crazy.
Wow.
And I found it. And I got it to her. I can't even remember her last name. It was a Polish name. Began with a W. That's all I remember.
I want to take a metal detector up to your place sometime.
People have done that.
Oh, they've already done that?
Yeah. And we
Aw,
had
you missed
someone that
out.
asked Terry if they could go out in the field and do it. The thing is, out in the field, you're going to pick up a lot of like
Machinery parts,
you know,
yeah.
and barbed wire and cans and stuff that have been tossed out there. My friend Carl did it in my yard around where the sawmill was, but he didn't find anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I found in my yard were tent stakes.
My niece did some tent stakes.
Yeah, like about half a dozen tent stakes.
They must have had a camp out in the yard or something.
Yeah.
My niece
And
did
they
it-
were a couple inches down into the
Oh, I tell you about the one on Sadie Knox of someone in our cast. The parents were doing the back hill on Sadie Knox, the one you used to slide down.
Suicide Hill.
Oh God. Anyway, and they pulled out a sword.
What?
And Bill Stroud, who used to do reenactments, he's moved out of the area. His wife was the minister at the church on the corner of Pleasant, Church of the Atonement. Anyway, they pulled out a sword. He looked at it and he said, yes, that was like 200-year-old sword.
Wow.
They actually found that. And my niece has done a lot of.
You could have got hurt on that real bad, Kenny.
I could have got hurt real bad on that bull at the bottom of the hill.
If you've seen that hill,
Yeah.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy.
Well, remember we had that
wouldn't
whole thing how
walk
I
down
used
it.
to sled down the hill that went to the Westfield River behind my house.
Oh no!
On Granville Road, yeah.
You did not.
I did. I was crazy. Kids, we didn't
Cray
care.
cray.
We did
Well,
not.
you know what?
We're that generation. We did not
We
care.
just- yeah.
We just did it.
I used to climb trees, and the higher I could go, the happier I was. And when I think about those branches we were on, I mean, a cat would fall off, but we were doing it. But anyway,
12 years old, I'd hop on my bicycle from the north side. Next thing you know, I'm a camp shepherd. Yeah.
That was my hood-ish.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
your parents didn't look. At least I don't. think they looked.
no idea where I was.
I don't think they looked for us.
No.
As long as we came in and ate, and we're home.
I could have fallen in and drowned at Arms Brook, and they wouldn't they wouldn't realize it.
We used to go down to the river
Yeah.
because that was behind our wood. And there's a stoned-in pond. I don't know what it is. It was something to do with the mills, with the paper mills on either end. It's on that back road that goes between the two mills. And it was a big stoned-in water. It was a retention or a reservoir for the mill. I don't know, but we played down there all the time. I mean, it was deep. It was.
You know where else it's deep?
Uh-oh.
Right by the south side of the old Green Bridge,
Okay.
next to the casket factory.
Yep.
People used to jump off the bridge
Yes,
there.
they did.
Because
they did.
because of the undercurrents and everything going on there, it just kept going, eroding away. It's super deep there. I mean, there's probably 30 or 40 bicycles sitting at the bottom of that hole. I mean, it's
good
deep
place to
there.
jump.
Yeah.
Perhaps they should dredge that somehow.
Oh,
Can you do that?
you'd be
You know what?
amazed
I'll
at
bet
what
they
they pull
did,
out of
though.
there.
I'll bet they did when they did the bridges because they went in and dredged all the trees out and everything. So they probably did. pull those
Maybe they didn't go all the way down in that particular location. I mean, it's deep.
I don't know because there were a lot of trees growing up on those islands, if you remember. And I thought, if we had a flood, that's nasty because everything's going to get stuck on there and it's going to dam it all up. But they took it all out. All done. All done. So do you do metal detecting?
I have one.
Yeah.
And if I go to a beach, I'll bring it with me.
We had a friend that
You're
had
that
an
guy.
underwater one.
I don't hang out at the beach because, people suck, right? I mean,
It's too people-y. Yeah.
it's too people-y. I like the coast. I like what
That was
happened
weird.
to my. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Something
I did see that.
flickered.
I saw it over there.
I don't mind, walking a few feet into the ocean, but I'm more of a pool type person. Yeah. But at twilight, once everyone's gone, I am the guy who will beachcomb and
See what they left
Yeah,
behind.
look for. I've picked up watches and rings and.
Rings. Yeah, a friend of mine.
Yeah,
used
they
to
take
have
off
a
the
box
they
of
take off the
diamond
ring to do the lotion, and next thing you know, forget about the ring.
Are you a beach person?
I like the beach, yes. I like to go sit. I like to get close to the water so that when the tide comes up, my feet get wet while I'm sitting there. I can sit all day. Dennis cannot sit
It's too
all day.
boring.
He has to get up and do stuff. I don't go a lot. So when I go, I want to just sit there. I want to have a drink. I want to have some snacks. I want to just relax.
When Pete and I were in South Padre to cover a SpaceX launch with the Starship. The beach was right there, Gulf Coast. I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm good for a couple of hours. So I'm, an hour in, and then Pete's like, okay, I've had enough. I'm like, my lotion hasn't dried up yet, because he wasn't expecting that from me because I'm not a beach person, but in the right environment, I can do several hours. Now, this was a beach where you drive your vehicle right onto, and then you hang out at the vehicle, and then the surf is 20 feet away from you, and then every 10 minutes you have a van drive by blaring Spanish advertisements for ice cream and food and stuff, and I put a video of it on Facebook last time I went. I'll have to call it up as a memory.
I always thought beaches should be like a baseball park where someone came around with snacks and beverages,
peanuts, popcorn, soda.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, they exist.
That not around here.
Not around here. You have to go to the Caribbean or.
I want a margarita truck to come by while I'm sitting on the beach.
Mexico. I mean, any place down there, you're gonna have the traveling vendors.
Yeah, and you don't have that here.
No.
I mean, we like to go to the beach. I like to go to Hammonasset in Connecticut because it doesn't have that boardwalky distractions, which is what Dennis likes.
See,
but
I would need that.
I don't like that because I don't want to be distracted by an arcade or shops or whatever.
And how far away from that is Mohegan or Foxwoods?
Not far. We went.
There's the solution. Drop you off for the day at the beach, and then.
No, we went in July. We went one day. We went down to Hammonasset for the day. But we get, I like to get there kind of early. But by 2:00, like the kids, it was a really hot sunny day, and the kids had it. So we packed it up at like 2:30, and there's like a couple seafood, clam shacky kind of places down the street. So we went and we got something to eat, and then we went to Foxwoods on the way home, and went to the outlets, and the kids got some back to school stuff, and we made a day of it.
Back to school.
I know.
It's the most wonderful time. All right.
Do you know I was in the store the other day and there was Halloween stuff?
I was so excited by that. You don't.
Of course you would be.
I was very excited about that.
That's right. It's your time.
All right. What we are going to do is we're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about St. Mary's because we have to have an excuse to have you in here. And then we'll see what else comes our way. Now, I remember this title, and I don't quite remember what the song was like, but we're all gonna find out.
So we all jumped up and started to shout. Let's all sing the song called the White
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Noble Hospital, a brand new name for a Westfield institution which is improving the health of our community every day with quality and compassion. Noble Hospital and Bay State Health, better together.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
Anal cleansing dates back to the Egyptians. Coffee enemas have been all the rage for a few years now. But at Rectify Holistic, we say, why stop at coffee? We have detoxifying all-natural enemas for every occasion. Get that minty fresh taste with a peppermint enema, or be hydrated from behind with a coconut water enema. Acquire all the charm, hygiene, and je ne sais quoi of a Frenchman with a garlic enema. We've also got relaxing and inspiring flavors like Irish coffee, fruit juice, hamburger meat, or spicy ground turkey. Become nature's softy serve machine with an ice cream enema, or get ravaged by a burly Russian with the St. Petersburg surprise. Rectify Holistic. Come and get properly clean today.
WCPC 15 brought to you by Rectify Holistics.
Do remember, Hope, he gave us a choice.
I did not choose that.
No, we did not choose that. We were overruled.
So you
don't ask for an opinion and then ignore it.
Exactly. You've got two ladies here looking at you.
Well,
You're in big trouble, buddy.
Then I'll go back in time.
Don't do the other one now.
And
Oh,
I am.
Max, we go everywhere together. Right, boy?
At Pet Stuffers, we know there's nothing like a relationship between a man and his dog. Sometimes you just can't let go.
Max, you didn't eat your food. That's the second week in a row.
Oh, stop.
Max?
When the unspeakable happens, just put your four-legged friend in the refrigerator or freezer. Then call Pet Stuffers. We'll be
one
there
for
within a
Kathy.
week to pick him up, and in less than a month, he'll be back as good as new.
I know,
Through
they're
an
still
ancient Egyptian
there.
miracle process called taxidermy, you and your best friend will always be together.
Yeah, that's a good dog.
Pet Stuffers, when you just can't let go. And coming soon, grandparents forever.
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
Oh, that's awful. Oh, no.
It was still better than the first one.
So do people really put pets in their freezers?
We already know the answer to that, Ken.
Maybe. That could be. I've heard a rumor that people do. Every time I go in the basement, I think these cats have to go. They just have to go. They've been in the freezer now for what, 3 years?
Whenever I'm there with all the leather stuff, that just knowing they're there, that's the part that freaks me out. Not you, but
Can you imagine if something happens to me and nobody knows and they go in the
I think
freezer?
everybody knows now.
Okay. All right. And I have my dog's ashes by my fireplace.
It's like a pet cemetery over there.
Listen, if they ever can come back, I'm in big trouble. They always say when you go on to the happy wherever, all the pets you've had greet you. I'm in so much trouble. I am in so much trouble. Right now we have 4 kittens on the deck again.
They know it's a safe space.
yeah, they just know to. They're talking to each other.
I don't see them.
You know that crazy cat lady over.
No, there she
there,
is.
She'll
Oh
feed
my
us.
God.
yeah, she'll take care of us.
Oh my God, I don't want them anymore. Oh well, if anybody needs kittens, let me know.
I'm good. My two are good.
I know, and they've come around really well.
Oh yes,
That's interesting. They're not in the basement anymore.
occasionally, but for fun. They're not
basement cats.
Yeah, they're not cellar dwellers anymore. And in fact, Woodward will sleep in the bed with me, which is
Mine won't
new.
because I keep the fan going and they don't like the fan.
So kittens are like children cats, and children go to school.
Mm-hmm. Here it goes.
Here we go.
Here's the segue.
I needed to come up with
Saw
something.
what and you got it. Boom, boom, boom.
So, unlike a lot of educators, you've probably been working all summer, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hey, wait just a second.
Yes.
There's a lot of educators that
Lots
work
of
all summer.
educators do work, but
Most
not
of
in
them
the
do.
buildings.
Two clients I had for digital transfers.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, "Oh yeah, I work at the high school, and I do some work down at the Tech Academy," and they're like, "Isn't it great having the summer off?" So obviously they were, probably math
Those
teacher,
are-
science
those-
teacher,
yeah.
but
Those are few and far between.
yeah, I always thought there were more of them than not.
I don't know. Can you, if you go by, I can't speak for the secondary and St. Mary's, but I don't think it's that different. Once you get into at least the second week of August, any elementary school you go by is going to have tons of cars in that parking lot.
Yeah, but there's still June and July. I mean,
Yeah, I think.
Well, in
once you
July
get
they're
to
closing
mid-August,
up their rooms.
We had a couple teachers come in yesterday and start seeing if their rooms were ready to look at, and it was busier than I thought. I mean, we just did part-time hours. We had Fridays off, which was great, but administrative staff, we were all there for the summer.
So, are you all set and ready to go for the start of the new school
We
year?
will be, like all schools, we do projects in the summer, not just clean, and that's when all the floors get cleaned, all that typical stuff. The furniture gets cleaned really well. We paint. We have embarked on being a Catholic school. We have a very tiny little chapel, and we wanted to expand that so that more than two people could be in there, and if you choose to socially distance. It was really tiny.
It's in the high school?
Yes.
Oh,
So this summer we took a little used small classroom and we are creating a new chapel, and that is underway. We painted it. Well, I shouldn't say we. I did not. Our amazing staff of John and Craig did that. And they built a nice wood sanctuary platform. We're getting it carpeted. We have pews that are going to go in there, and we're getting someone is volunteered to do some nice stained glass on the windows, and it's going to be a really nice addition to the school.
So you found that more than two people are looking to utilize that?
We are, and our theology teachers would like to use it more and have small groups go in.
Mhm.
We do adoration, which is an all-day. You have to have somebody in there all day. They do it in the church too. Every month they do adoration. So the students will sign up throughout the day and sit there, and it's just a time for quiet prayer.
Adoration Society is coming to my brain.
It's not quite the same. So that's like the big project at school, painting, lots of painting and rearranging in summers where sometimes classrooms get moved, and depends on how many students you have, who signed up for what. You might need a bigger space for a certain class, and so there's a lot that goes on administratively and maintenance-wise in the summer. It's busy, but that's why teachers typically, they don't want to come in, but they also really can't come in until mid-August because everything's kind of upended.
I see Adoration Society here.
Oh, what is it?
Yeah, an association of Catholics dedicated to prayer before the Eucharist for the praise of God and the needs of the world.
Yes. So we don't have a
I
society.
think I think the church that I was in
had one. Yeah.
had one.
Yeah, my friends.
Yeah, which was National Catholic, but Our Ladies of the Adoration Society, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just do it during the school day. Students will sign up for even just like a 10-minute prayer time, and this will just give us options for how to use the space. And I mean, we are a Catholic school. Faith-based education is our first priority. So,
What is the numbers for your incoming freshmen?
we have 30 freshmen, which is great. Really full class. We just had 24 seniors. So we actually are getting 6 more students than we had leave. We have a few students transferring in from Westfield High School and other schools, some kids moving into the area. And so I think it's going to be a really healthy, full year. Our junior class is a little small, but our freshmen definitely make up for that this year.
How do parents handle or go about paying to send somebody to this school?
Some families are able to pay the full tuition without any, concerns. Other families are struggling to do that. We also have financial aid offerings. So we have that through the school. You apply like you would anywhere else for financial aid. We have a whole system and things you fill out. And you also, if you belong to St. Mary's Parish, there's a parish discount that the parish will offer. Or if you go to St. Stan's in Chicopee, they may offer you also a discount. So you have to apply to your own parish. But our principal is very dedicated to, if you cannot, you really can't afford it, we'll help you out. We also have some really generous donors, mostly alumni, who established tuition assistance scholarships to help exactly those families that need it.
And
anywhere from, you can get $500 to, $2,000.
And the diocese, for now, seems to be content and just letting you guys hang around.
Oh,
because I know it was there was
we are the
there,
only.
There was a scare a few years ago.
We're the only high school in the diocese right now. Pope Francis is not a diocesan school; they're a private Catholic school. We are the only high school, so we have their 100% support.
It's great to hear. Look at this. Mr. Plass must have forgotten something.
What'd you forget?
My mouse.
Oh.
Here you go.
You should be watching. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're still on. Regis and.
Oh my God! Look at this. Look at that stomach of mine.
You should be watching Regis and Kathy Lee right now.
I am, but I needed.
Regis and Kathy Lee is it 1992?
That's an ongoing issue with Bob and
I still watch Kathy Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is she on something still? Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That was okay. We're distracted, but yeah. So our principal,
Squirrel.
like I said, is very much
shiny things.
Committed to, if we're going to do everything we can to help a family who really wants to come to our school and needs assistance to pay for it.
Awesome.
And the diocese, like I said, is 100% committed to keeping us around for a really long time.
Good to hear. Almost a non-COVID world when it comes to schools.
Yeah, we have no mask requirements or anything in our school.
So that means you're going to be able to get back to possibly performances.
Yeah, we have a fall performance coming up, Marvin's Room, and then, of course, It's a Wonderful Life. We'll be making a decision in September about the spring show. Our recommendation from our local Board of Health is not to have a mask mandate. He has told us that it is fine if people choose to mask, but at this point the numbers are down and cases are not showing that they're going to come up at all, so we are not instituting a mask mandate. I know that I think Broadway dropped the mask mandate. The last time I heard, the Bushnell still had it, but I don't know how much longer they're going to keep it. So hopefully we're on the right track here, folks.
Craft show.
Oh,
yes. We're having our St. Mary's Christmas Bazaar December 3rd. I have very few spaces left. Probably 4.
It was
So
very
if anyone's listening and wants to be a crafter, call me today or email me htremblay@stmsaints.org because it is on fire.
See, I remembered to ask about that.
Yeah, and we don't have any mask mandates or any of that kind of stuff. So
Well,
But it's fun.
haven't-
I can't. I'm excited. So I know I think we briefly talked about this before, the whole Christmas in July thing, and it got me in the mood. Like I think people were in the mood for Christmas stuff because I got a bunch of people in the last 2 weeks asking, "Do you have any space left for the Christmas bazaar?" They were just like getting into it. So I think I picture people in my mind watching Christmas Hallmark movies and making their crafts.
that are on
Hallmark
forever,
right there.
forever.
I watch it
Forever.
I can't stomach any of that stuff.
Well, they're all pretty much the same. You can actually watch the first 20 minutes, the setup, and then just give it up, and then don't bother.
Okay,
with
so
that. And watch,
so somebody's sick,
Yeah.
they're gonna lose their home, and then in the end everything works out, right?
It always starts with a panorama of the city. Always starts there.
or the
And
cute
there's
little
music.
Vermont town.
Well, then they go from the city to the Vermont town because either their father's going to lose the farm, or their shop is going to be
they inherited
closed, or the
something.
library is closing. Yep, they've inherited it, and they've
Their
gotta
car
go and help
got
it
stuck
because
in
they've
the
lost their
snow.
job.
Oh, it's a Christmas
And
miracle.
they meet the old boyfriend, or the ex-husband, or the old neighbor who was a nerd, but
and
now
it's
he's a
always
hum-
like the city
Yeah.
versus country. The big
Yeah.
city guy comes to the country and falls in love with the girl, or vice versa.
But they always
okay,
go
no,
back.
thank you.
The business, like the lady boss from the city comes in and finds the farmers her soulmate.
And they
crazy.
just the dialogue they give them is so
cheesy.
awful.
I love it.
It's so awful. I think these poor actors must die when they have to say some of those.
Well,
things.
they're laughing all the way to the bank.
But I love it when the lead male goes home and his father always talks to him about real true love. Because I see a lot of men out there talking about real true love
Right.
with their sons. Somehow, that's just not ringing for me.
I never had that.
I
talk.
don't think any son ever had
No.
that talk with it.
No.
And your mother and I knew right away. Oh God, no! Stop, please stop. Or just like my grandfather always told me.
That's so funny. So,
Oh,
and of course,
that's nice.
Please,
Dennis
that's real nice.
Dennis hates all of them. He rolls his eyes at me, and he's like, it's all the same plot. I'm like, yes, I know. I don't care. Just be quiet. The only one he likes is one called the Note Card. And it's an older one where a woman just she writes
to 5 different people.
No, she writes notes to through her church to people
Yes.
overseas in the military.
Yes.
And this guy gets her note,
And he
and
comes
it
to find her.
Yeah.
Yep, I know that one.
That's the only one Dennis likes to watch. And I've actually tried to look for it on DVD, and I can't find it.
I don't. Oh, there is one I like, and I do watch it.
Ugh.
I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to think which one it is. There is one that it's so cute, but whatever one it is, I have no. And it's the same. I often wonder because it's pretty much the same cast. They just switch around. Like one.
Yeah, they have,
one
their
autumn
core-
research
Well, that
is
being-
this one,
Yeah.
and then next time
That being the argument here, or the situation, she likes the cast, and it's always moved around in different things. She should, therefore, using that logic, really appreciate AHS.
Yes, except I was a diehard
2
AHS
more.
person
They
for a long
got
time,
to
but
go for 2 more.
I know, but I have not watched the last 3.
really.
The one from the 80s, that was one of the best ones
That was
ever.
I
one of
think
the
it's
last
on
ones I
demand
watched.
now too. I think I can pick it up.
And the last year, the mini ones,
Yeah, I didn't watch them.
they were awesome, especially the second one. It was Eisenhower.
If there's
And it
blood,
took-
I'm not doing it.
Oh, there's a lot of blood, but a guy was playing an early Richard Nixon, and he did a real good job at it. And
Yeah, I didn't watch.
it was
I haven't
great.
watched the last few.
Bob Plass has been let down by a few of the last AHSs. He really appreciated last year,
Well, maybe I'll go back and watch.
and they haven't hinted at anything
what's
for
coming
what's
up.
coming up. They haven't even spilled any of the cast yet. I mean, there's a few have said, okay, yeah, I'm committed, but no. And I thought I had an AHS clip here, but apparently I don't.
I know the one I liked. It Was Always You. The one where she's engaged to the dentist, and they have a home. I think it's on the vineyard, and the bridge washes out, and she meets up with the quirky brother. It's just funny. It's funny. It's very comical.
No, I'm sure it's.
Oh,
Obviously, the plot sounds familiar.
Of course it does.
I remember why Bob really liked this last season. The first part, it took place in Provincetown. And if you're looking at the footage, you recognize,
see it,
yeah,
yeah.
you know,
Fun.
it
I
was really filmed there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So that's coming back. We are in the middle of Big Brother, but you're not a Big Brother.
I'm not a Big Brother person either.
Wasn't there an American Horror Story that was filmed in Danvers? It was filmed in one of their hospitals.
Asylum.
It's been torn down now.
Asylum, one of the best ones.
Yeah, that was
ever.
That was.
They tore it
my
down.
favorite one.
And they built condominiums. I would not live there.
Yeah.
No,
It was filmed there. The story takes place actually in Western Massachusetts in that season, and they mentioned Chicopee in the episode
I
too.
think it's based on Northampton Hospital. Northampton Hospital.
There's not much.
Well,
left
Western
of that
Mass,
one
but,
either.
yeah.
That I think the old Main is still there, but pretty much Northampton's gone too.
Oh yeah.
And most of Belchertown, I think they were taking down the rest of those buildings.
I used to love the Urban Explorer up at Northampton before they started to rebuild up there. I mean, there are tunnels everywhere up on that property, and I got into some of them, and it was real. It's weird.
Would you do that?
I broke in. All right, it's urban exploring.
I know. I understand that. I would not go in those tunnels.
Yeah,
I would if I was, but not alone.
Oh, I wasn't alone.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, no, I would not do that alone.
Well, there's tunnels at Westfield State.
Mm-hmm. I've heard of that. Yeah.
There is I don't know if it's still there. It went from the Bates building, which is the first building on the right when you drive in. It went from Bates to what's the one in the middle? Parenzo Hall, and then over to Scanlon to the dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go. We went through them all the time.
There's a tunnel under Mercy Hospital.
Is there?
Yes.
Between the
I've heard of
buildings.
that one. Yeah.
Yep.
You need a tunnel underneath Bartlett Street.
Oh, that would be cool if we had a tunnel like that went to the church. So when it's
and then you
raining
could
and we have baths, we could just walk
interconnect,
through.
do an interconnect with the elementary, and then you have
Right, that would be so much fun. We do stuff with the elementary. It's fun. Like we have students who go over and like read to the preschool.
That would be fun.
We do some fun like interacting with the students. That would be cool. Maybe there is, and we don't know it. There is the old canal. There's an old canal that runs under the high school.
Is that on that map that you have in your head?
It might run under there.
You can see through you can go in the basement and like lift something up and see the water.
But there's also a brook.
Are we talking about an underground brook or really the canal? Because I think the canal took a slightly different path.
Maybe
the canal I thought went more down Elm Street. It sort of followed.
Then maybe
the
it's a
railroad
brook,
track.
but you can.
But there is a brook. There's
a brook under
it
downtown.
Comes down Franklin Street. There's two. The town brook came down School Street, but there was another one that came down Franklin and then turned and headed that way towards the back side of the old burying ground. So that's probably what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And then emptied into the river. And when it crossed Elm Street, I don't know if this is Yeah, and it had to be after Elm Street went all the way to the river, because originally Elm Street stopped at Franklin, but when it went all the way to the river, all they had was boards going across.
Yeah,
the
this was
brook for the
wetlands.
traffic.
So perhaps
basically
we
now.
could
Was
not
wetland.
build a tunnel underground there.
Well, you could, but you'd have to put in drainage.
Yeah, well, if we were going to spend that kind of money, I
No,
would like
yeah.
to expand our school.
I wonder if
We would like
I
to
wonder
see
if what
that.
she has down the basement there isn't in fact actual drainage of some sort, because that seems a little high, a little close to the surface in order for it to
And
be the brook.
It's close to the water table, too, for the river and the brooks. It's very close to the water
Yeah.
table.
Come check it out.
Yeah.
We should do a video special touring the high school and all the various little known things.
Come on over. But it's the same. If you ever went into that school ever, it's the same footprint. It has not expanded ever, and I would love to do that.
My dad went to high school there.
My father went to high school there too.
Yeah, I have his yearbook.
As St. Mary's, though, or as the trade school?
St.
Trade school.
Mary's, third floor. My brother went there. Yep.
So that
We're
was
all St.
after 63, 64.
No, if he was on third floor, he was in what's the elementary school now. That was pre us St. Mary's purchasing. the
Okay,
trade
because my
school.
father was 62 trade, which was down there.
That was
I
the
can't
last
remember
year.
what year.
Yeah, this building, I
opened
never
that
remember.
honestly.
This building, I don't remember if it's
I have a
62,
picture.
63, or 64, but there's a brick out front that tells you.
I think it was September of 62 that trade school moved up here, and September 63 was the first year they graduated from this building. So
So we
pre
probably
that,
were a
it
year.
was the third floor. My father graduated 1920 something, so he was up on the third floor. My brother was 1956 maybe, so he would have been on the third floor.
The oldest alumni that we know of who's still living is from 1936.
And who is that?
Peter Della Luna. And I want to adopt him as like my great grandpa. He is a great. He's just he loves St. Mary's. He lives down in Fort Myers now, and I sent him a baseball hat recently, and his daughter sent me a picture of him wearing it. It's just he's just this amazing person who, at the time he was a student, Holy Cross used to do a 4-year scholarship to a St. Mary's student to go there.
Wow.
So every 4 years, someone got it. So when he was graduating in 1936, it was not his time, his class, but the person who had it before him still had 2 years left and had to leave school. So the Sister Thomasina was the president at the time, or the principal, sorry, and she went to Holy Cross and said, would you give the remaining 2 years to this student, Peter Della Luna? They did, and then they gave him like a discount for his final 2 years, and he said he never would have gone to college if it wasn't for Sister Thomasina and going to bat for him. And he had a long career in science and chemistry and the paper business, the paper industry. So
Oh,
That's a good story.
I've got about a minute and a half left. August 23rd, making the list.
yes, do we have a topic yet?
No, we don't. The topic goes out a week ahead of time, but I don't seem to remember who won.
Gee, I don't know. Let me remember. Who was second?
Not me.
I could pass the torch. I know. I have to think of
Well,
something. I will think of something.
I'll be.
I did have something in mind, but I don't remember what it was, so I have to write it down.
Yeah, I'll be getting on you, a week ahead of time in order to get everything out.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
What did you win with?
Hot Time Summer in the City.
Uh-huh.
Back of my neck getting dirty and gritty. That reminds me of when we were kids and your neck got all dirt and your mom said, take a shower. I remember.
Wash behind your ear.
Wash behind your ears.
Is that even a thing anymore? Who cares? You know,
Wash behind your ears.
people get behind their ears dirty anymore. I don't know.
And they,
But
oh
anyway.
my God. And we used this mosquito
Yeah, because I
repellent.
do
that
clean
was
back there.
kerosene.
Yeah.
The mosquito repellent we used was kerosene.
Oh,
based.
goodness.
Yeah, that would explain a lot of brain damage. Just saying.
We use kerosene to launch rockets up into the
Oh,
other. Okay, that is the broadcast for this week. Coming up next week, Superintendent Zaporowski will be in. We'll be covering about how we are going to be all set for the start of the new school year, which I will be in Vegas when that happens.
And we start, St. Mary's also starts September 1st. We
Okay.
follow the Westfield.
All right, and Hope Tremley, I want to thank you for coming in and spending an hour of time that nobody's ever going to be able to get back.
Especially us.
All right. Let's see. What button am I going to push?
Oh,
I found it.
Oh, no.
All right.
Sorry, everybody.
No, this one's okay. You'll appreciate it. It's Van Halen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll catch you next week.
Bomba-dee-da, 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 bomba-dee-da,
Happy
bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da,
Until
bomba-dee-da,
we meet
bomba-dee-da,
again.
bomba-dee-da,
Happy trails to you.
bomba-dee-da, bomba-dee-da,
Keep smiling
bomba-dee-da,
until
then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a song and think about sunny weather.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.